Hello everybody and welcome to A Roxy Have. Today I've got something pretty special to share for all you guys. It's usually a little bit different, but I mean, this is what this channel is going to be about. This is my second channel, so this is the first video I don't know. But anyways, I'm posting it here because this is an important thing. And so what I've been working on is a concept. And you may be asking, do tell a Roxy, what's the concept? Well, I'm a massive fan of a YouTuber that goes by the name Goji Center. If you know him, you know him. He's great. Their channel's great. And so today's topic will be around my hybrid, and that would be Apex D49, also known as Imperia Rex. So what is D49? Well, because a while ago, I think it's just over a year now, the end of the hybrid, or the hybrid war came about. And I know I'm late. This video's going to come out way late. It's way over. I know that. That's why I'm not going to be posting it to a forum. I'm posting it to YouTube in hopes that it's seen and hopefully covered by some people, because that would be great. Anyways, so this guy was built to, and so it was designed to go toe-to-toe with Indo 2.0. I am aware that there are now 2 other hybrids that they have in their collection that probably will whoop D49. But I will say this much. D49 was designed to go up against Indo 2.0. It was not designed to go against those powerhouses. Now, onto the, I don't know. I guess I kind of already covered the origin, but I'll cover it again. Apex wasn't just created because I was like, oh, well, no. It was created because, well, it was designed with a purpose, as I already mentioned. But it's supposed to be a hunter, a defender, and an apex, as the name may suggest. Everything from its size to its genomic biology was carefully tweaked by me and made to be relatively grounded in realism. And hopefully go up against Goji Center's Indo 2.0. This means that this creature is not some fairy tale monster. It's not some dumb, creature that is not bound to the logic of the world. And I'll get into why, in a second. But it should function and be capable of battle. Then again, maybe I'm wrong, but let's get into the genomic blueprint. Alright, let's break down D49. What is he all made up of? This creature is supposed to be a stable yet realistic hybrid predator. Using a single main core chassis DNA structure, it's built on top of the DNA base of Displetosaurus. This is a Tyrannosaurid because, this will take up about 46% of its DNA in total. This keeps it relatively grounded. It shouldn't be too crazy in the head. Now let's move on to what else I added to this monstrosity. 12% takes up is Concavenator. This grants it serrated teeth, as well as enhanced neural dorsal spines, and such like that. And then we got 8% being Prestosuchus. This allows it to grapple with its forearms. It gives it more robustness, a larger chest, and able to fight things bigger than itself. Another 8%, Ankylosaurid DNA. I don't have the exact Ankylosaurid, but it's not Ankylosaurus. It's likely either Sauropodia or similar, because it has armor, it has thick hide, but it doesn't. That's a defensive mechanism, allowing it to take damage. It also has a long, this video will show. The video will show all the cool pictures that I've been taking. I'm recording this ahead of time, so. But yeah, so it has a long whip-like tail, and it's barbed. This is thanks to, there's some things in here that need to be readjusted, but that's besides the point. 6% goes to Ceratosaurus. Ceratosaurus lends us its nasal horn, giving it the ability to swing its head upwards to gore its adversaries. This is very important for its design because it's a smaller hybrid in the sense that it's not nearly as tall. Crocodilus procurus. I can't pronounce scientific names. Saltwater croc. This enhances its bite force, allowing it to have a more crushing bite. Number 5% is the honey badger. This gives it the ability to have a high pain tolerance, venom resistance, and basically it doesn't want to give up when it gets hurt. 4%, boomslang DNA. This lends its hemorrhagic venom. This allows for Apex D49 to have a very nasty bite. 2% is the monitor lizard, contributing its problem-solving instincts and its opportunistic predatory behavior and mindset. And then the last little 3% is regulatory synthetic genes. This basically just makes sure all the parts work together smoothly and ensures the hybrid develops properly and doesn't collapse under its own genetic conflict. Altogether, these percentages create a predator that is very, very good, and hopefully not confused by its own genetics. Alright, this is a little bit more of a personal note in this video, but why does my hybrid exist? Alright, so before we get any deeper into the anatomy and behavior, I want to talk about why Apex D49 even exists in the first place. I've always loved Goji Center and their content. Like, genuinely, it's one of those channels that it scratches my brain perfectly. I love the science, I love the brutality, I love the creatures, I love their team. They're charismatic, they're awesome, and the spokesperson's voice is amazing. I know I'm glazing here, but like, man, I cannot not. They're awesome, and like, kudos to them 100 times over. Anyways, after seeing people throw their own hybrids at Indo 2.0, I knew that I had to do something. At the time, I was, I think, barely a YouTuber. And obviously this is my second channel, so this channel doesn't have very many subscribers, so this will be posted to both my channels, at least for the temporary. And yeah, basically I thought of it as, I knew I was going to be late. It was too late for me to put into the contest, which is unfortunate and it breaks my heart, but I mean, it's better late than never. Okay, moving on to the next point in this category. Now look, I don't have a team of anybody. I don't have all these amazing people who work with me that can help me study footage of paleontology papers for hours and hours on end. Editor Roxy here. I didn't say it, but I have been studying dinosaurs and being obsessed over dinosaurs for the good part of like 10 years now. Maybe more, like 11 to 12, maybe 14 years, just saying. I've been obsessed with this stuff for a long time. Yep, anyways, back to me talking. And to nail details. I'm just guy doing the best I can with what I've got up here. So, you know, and, you know, that at least stands a chance in concept, you know. And honestly, Apex D49 is a tribute. It exists because, well, I wanted to, you know, I wanted to do something that would say, I appreciate Goji Center. I know they get enough as it is. Trust me, I probably, if they ever see this or even comment on my video, I probably will keel over and die from excitement. But I mean, like, this is one of the biggest things ever. And if they do see it and absolutely clown it or mock it and break it down and pick it apart piece by piece, dude, that's fine. I don't mind. Honestly, if they make a video on this thing, I would probably be so grateful just because it's amazing. And so yeah, that's the heart of it. You know, Apex D49 exists because I wanted to put something out there that's a big video, and it's for one of my favorite YouTubers on YouTube, and something that I could say I proudly made. Alright, now we're going to move off the sentimental bullshit, and you can stop calling me a simp. Section 3 is the behavior profile. So, D49 is not just a... what's it called? It isn't just a pile of, you know, dinosaurs stitched into a monstrosity. It is a predator. It's a living being, at least in concept. Its core mentality is it's heavily theropod-based, decisive, observant, and highly aware of its surroundings. But the honey badger genes give it something extra: composure under pressure. This is important and allows it to not panic while being riddled with attacks. It also shouldn't flinch at danger or damage, and you likely won't retreat, or it might, but it likely won't retreat. So, behaviorally, here's the rough influence breakdown. So, here's what's giving what. The Spletosaurus is the primary predatory logic. This is everything. Honey badger is a fearless and pain-resistant. Pressasuchus for its grappling tactics. Ceratosaurus allows for its extra neck muscles for lifting that large head and nasal crest, and allowing it to ram that into its adversary's stomach area. Monitor lizard influences it in environmental awareness. Crocodile allows it to have a ambush and patience, also allowing it to stockpile energy for a burst attack. Boomslang, this basically just gives it a strike maneuver, gives it ability to bite more proficiently. And then Concavenator, it gives it tearing and laceration precision. It just mostly means that everything in its contribution will make it really good at kicking butt. And so this gives D49 a mind that it should be stable and tactical, and dangerous, hopefully. It should know when to attack, it should know when to defend, and unlike many hybrids, it isn't blinded by rage or confused instincts. That's a big thing that I notice that Goji Center goes over a lot. So, how big is this thing? Well, if I'm right, obviously on screen, it should show how big it is. It should have showed through the many shots, many renders that I've put through in this video, but it's roughly around 2 to 2.5 times bigger than the Indoraptor. And so, it's not massive, but it's not small. Lengthwise, it averages around like 22 to 28 feet when it's fully grown. This makes it bigger than the Indoraptor, but compact enough to maintain its maneuverability. The armor boosts its weight, landing it somewhere between 3 to 7 to like 8 tons, depending on osteodermic density and a bunch of other stuff. That balances its size, durability, mobility in the exact way it's capable of fighting creatures larger than itself. Combat identity. D49 isn't a one-trick pony. It's both a hunter and a defender. Its jaw crushes like a crocodile, and its teeth are serrated like the teeth of a Canadianer, allowing it to do heavy bleeding damage when it gets to anywhere vulnerable. It's got good grappling strength and knows how to use it, and it's able to throw its heavy body weight around. And then it's its tail. That tail is deadly, and it shatters bones. It's designed for that. And then its venom. It may sound weird, but it's supposed to have venom in 2 places, and that would be the fine barbs on its tail, and obviously in its mouth. And you may be wondering why on its tail. Well, those small little spikes on its tail break off and contain the venom that inject into the victim. And so on top of that, when it's attacked from above, it can whip its head upwards and either gore or simply like knock back predators or attackers with that Ceratosaurus inspired horn. And this basically allows it to not get pinned down. So if anyone were to try to go over it, it can slam that horn into their underside, their vulnerable underside. And so its armor allows it to tank hits and such like that. Anyways, it has a high pain tolerance, allowing it to keep fighting for longer and after others would fall. And its intelligence keep it from blindly charging into its own death. This makes it built for long engagements and tactical positioning and brutal close quarters dominance. So that's the full breakdown of Apex D49, my personal hybrid, and the Bruiser I'm bringing into the arena. I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into what I've been working on. I'll be updating D49 as new hybrids appear and such. And, why not evolve the perfect predator? Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, right here, on a Roxy Haft.